The Hidden Project Management Code by Phil Akinwale. Introduction to the Hidden Project Management Code. Project management is often portrayed as a meticulously structured and universally applicable discipline packed with sophisticated tools, complex methodologies, and detailed frameworks. However, as I have journeyed across the globe, training and engaging with diverse organizations, a stark reality has emerged. Project management success is not about how much you know, it's about how relevant your knowledge is to the projects at hand. In every industry and company, the relevance of project management technicalities varies. Whether it's a pharmaceutical development project, a construction initiative, or a service-oriented task, the methods and tools that matter are tailored to the nature of the work and the goals of the organization. For instance, knowing everything about earned value management, EVM, may be impressive, but it's meaningless in a context where such precision isn't needed. On the other hand, in fields like defense or nuclear energy, where every dollar and second counts, EVM can be indispensable. This book was born from these insights, an accumulation of experiences and lessons from moving from company to company, industry to industry. Across these varied environments, I discovered a universal truth. Effective project management is about tailoring solutions to fit the unique needs of the organization and the project. Common threads in project management. Despite the variations in approach, some principles remain constant. The vanilla-flavored, gospel truths of project management. Vision and purpose. Every project begins with a reason for being. Teams must understand not only what they're doing, but why they're doing it. Stakeholder alignment. Success depends on everyone being on the same page, aligned in their goals, and understanding of the project's objectives. Tailored management. The degree of formality and detail required varies. For some projects, like a nuclear plant shutdown, every task and risk must be meticulously documented. For others, like creating a new promotional campaign, a simple 10-item bullet list might suffice. Team inspiration. A project manager must ignite the team's passion and purpose, fueling innovation and commitment. Appropriate monitoring. Reporting should match the project's needs. Some teams need tight oversight, while others thrive when trusted to self-manage. These principles underscore the importance of recognizing that project management isn't a one-size-fits-all discipline. Instead, it's an art and a science that adapts to the project, the people, and the organization. Why this book? From the outside, project management appears grandiose. A parade of Gantt charts, sophisticated software, and endless meetings. But the real world tells a different story. Many projects are managed with simple tools like spreadsheets or even informal check-ins. Organizations often prioritize execution over methodology, focusing on results rather than processes. For example, consider the stark contrast between managing the launch of a new consumer product versus shutting down a nuclear power plant. The former might thrive on creativity and quick iteration, while the latter demands precision, thorough documentation, and strict regulatory compliance. Both are projects, but their management styles are worlds apart. Understanding these nuances is the essence of effective project management. It's about tailoring your approach to the project's needs, knowing when to use advanced tools and when a simple solution will suffice. Balancing technical skills with the ability to lead, inspire, and motivate a team. This book will break down the hidden code of project management, what truly drives success. We'll explore the reality behind the theory, the simplicity behind the complexity, and the leadership behind the technicalities. What to expect. In the chapters ahead, we'll dive deep into the foundational elements of project management, how to initiate projects with clarity and purpose, the art of tailoring plans to fit the team and the work, inspiring teams to execute with passion and precision, monitoring and reporting at the right level of detail, testing and handing over deliverables with confidence. Through real-world examples and insights, this book will help you strip away the myths and discover the true essence of project management. It will challenge you to rethink what success means, not just in terms of time and budget, but in terms of team satisfaction, customer outcomes, and long-term impact. Whether you're a seasoned project manager or just starting your journey, this book is your guide to navigating the ever-evolving landscape of project management with wisdom, adaptability, and purpose. Let's uncover the hidden project management code. Chapter 1. The reality of project management. When we talk about project management, the image that often comes to mind is a highly organized operation run on sophisticated software with meticulous plans and precise execution. But as someone who has worked with and trained countless organizations across industries, I have learned that the reality is often much simpler and more effective when stripped of unnecessary complexity. The power of simplicity in action. One of the most illuminating experiences I had was as a founding member of the John Maxwell team, a global community dedicated to leadership excellence. What struck me about this organization was the sheer volume of work we accomplished without being weighed down by elaborate tools or processes. One of my mentors on the team, Paul, exemplified this simplicity. Paul managed enormous workloads, navigating contracts, partnerships, and deliverables with an ease that seemed almost superhuman. Yet, his methods were refreshingly straightforward. He didn't rely on massive Gantt charts or fancy project management software. Instead, it was persistence, grit, and drive that propelled him forward. To this day, I consider Paul one of the best program managers I've ever worked with. Not because of the tools he used, but because of his ability to prioritize what mattered, communicate effectively, and deliver results. When Agile outperformed the traditional method, a perfect example of simplicity triumphing over complexity came during a project with an oil and gas organization. Our task was to develop a learning system. Initially, we followed a traditional predictive approach, crafting detailed organizational charts and schedules. However, it quickly became clear that this method was slowing us down. The solution? We pivoted to an incremental agile approach. By focusing on delivering a minimum viable product, MVP, and fostering collaboration among stakeholders, we achieved results faster and more effectively. Delivering incrementally allowed us to adapt to feedback, adjust our priorities, and keep the project aligned with the organization's goals, all without the burden of rigid frameworks. This experience taught me that the key to success isn't about following one methodology over another. It's about choosing the right approach for the context and adapting as needed. Lessons from diverse industries. Working across industries has further deepened my understanding of how project management varies and what truly drives success. Construction and engineering. These organizations often thrive on heavy technical tools like Primavera, risk registers, and complex scheduling software. The stakes in these industries, where human lives are frequently involved, demand precision and detailed planning. Pharmaceuticals. Surprisingly, in this highly regulated field, I have seen teams rely heavily on Excel and patchwork solutions to manage projects. While these methods often work, they can sometimes result in inefficiencies due to the lack of integration and over-reliance on manual processes. Service-based organizations. These teams often prioritize fast execution and customer satisfaction over elaborate documentation. The tools are usually simple: shared documents, checklists, and a focus on clear communication. Despite these differences, a common theme emerges. Projects fail more often because of poor communication, lack of vision, and unaddressed risks than because of technical missteps. The vanilla-flavored truths of project management. No matter the industry or methodology, certain principles remain universal. These truths form the backbone of effective project management. Have a clear vision and purpose. Without a clear understanding of why a project is being done, teams lose focus and motivation. Stakeholder alignment is key. Ensure that everyone is on the same page from the beginning. Misaligned stakeholders are a recipe for conflict and rework. Tailor your approach. Not every project needs the same level of complexity. A nuclear plant shutdown requires meticulous planning, while a marketing campaign might only need a 10-line schedule. Inspire your team. A project manager is more than an organizer. They're a leader who ignites purpose, hope, and a sense of the greater good within their team. Monitor at the right level. Over-monitoring stifles creativity. Under-monitoring risks chaos. Finding the right balance is essential. The reality of execution. When it comes to execution, what teams often need isn't more tools or processes. It's ignition. Ignition of purpose. Teams perform best when they believe in the value of their work. Ignition of hope. A motivated team with a clear path forward can overcome obstacles. Ignition of the greater good. When people see their contributions as part of something bigger, they innovate and push boundaries. It's the project manager's job to provide this ignition, empowering teams to execute with energy and focus. At the same time, teams have a responsibility to ask questions and seek clarity, ensuring they're aligned with the project's goals. Monitoring, control, and handover. Monitoring doesn't mean micromanaging. Think about the projects we manage in daily life. No one constantly checks in to remind us to meet personal deadlines. Similarly, in professional projects, trust your team to deliver, while providing just enough oversight to ensure accountability. Finally, every project culminates in a handover. Regardless of the methodology, testing and quality assurance are non-negotiable. Thorough testing ensures the deliverable meets the required standards before it's handed over to the client or end user. Closing thoughts. The reality of project management is far from the polished, tool-heavy picture often presented in training courses or textbooks. It's about understanding the unique needs of each project, tailoring your approach, and focusing on what truly matters: people, purpose, and progress. As you move forward, remember that simplicity isn't a weakness, it's a strength. The best project managers don't rely on the fanciest tools or the most rigid methodologies. They succeed by connecting with their teams, aligning with their stakeholders, and adapting their methods to fit the project's context. Welcome to the hidden code of project management. Let's uncover more truths in the chapters ahead. Chapter 2. The 80-20 Rule of Leadership and Technicality. In project management, there's a misconception that success hinges on mastering technical tools and frameworks. While these are valuable, they account for only 20% of what makes a project truly successful. The other 80%? Leadership, facilitation, emotional intelligence, and the ability to inspire and motivate a team are the real engines of progress. This chapter explores the importance of leadership in project management, focusing on how it drives team dynamics, resolves conflicts, and aligns people towards shared goals. Success doesn't come from processes alone. It comes from the conviction and influence of leaders. Leadership, the cornerstone of project success. At its core, leadership in project management is about creating conviction, the drive to do something meaningful and extraordinary. As one of my mentors once put it, everything rises and falls on leadership. Even technical excellence is driven by a leader's ability to inspire continuous improvement. Imagine this: A technically brilliant engineer who lacks motivation may do enough to get by. But under the guidance of a leader who cultivates belief in the project's purpose, that same engineer can achieve far more. Leadership unlocks the human potential behind the tools and processes. The 80-20 rule in action. Over the years, I've observed that while technical tools are helpful, they're not the deciding factor in most project outcomes. Here's why. 1. Leadership drives team alignment. When teams understand the why behind their work, they're more likely to stay motivated and engaged. As John Maxwell aptly said, people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. 1. Conflict resolution is leadership's job. I've seen teams derailed by unresolved conflict. On one project, a colleague and I were constantly clashing, creating a toxic dynamic for the team. It wasn't until our leader intervened, literally handing us his credit card to go out and resolve our differences over lunch, that progress resumed. Great leaders understand that conflict is inevitable, but must be managed to avoid becoming a stumbling block. 1. Facilitation is the secret sauce. Leaders act as bridge builders, transforming chaos into order and aligning diverse personalities toward a shared objective. The best leaders aren't taskmasters. They're facilitators who guide discussions, foster collaboration, and ensure everyone's voice is heard. Psychological safety, the leader's responsibility. Psychological safety is a term often associated with agile, but its principles are universal. Teams perform their best when they feel secure, when they know their ideas will be valued and their mistakes won't lead to blame. Leaders create this safety by being transparent, share information openly, even when it's difficult, demonstrating empathy, understand and address the challenges team members face, encouraging experimentation, allow room for trial and error, knowing that innovation often comes from failure. As the Agile Manifesto reminds us, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. This philosophy underscores the leader's role in prioritizing people. Facilitation. The art of leadership. Facilitation is more than managing tasks. It's about managing relationships, communication, and energy. Great facilitators. 1. Turn disruption into opportunity. Leaders with emotional intelligence can read the room, address tensions, and pivot when plans go awry. 2. Encourage collaboration. Facilitation isn't about dictating solutions. It's about creating an environment where ideas flourish. 3. Simplify the complex. One of my mentors on the John Maxwell team, Paul, exemplified this. 3. He managed large workloads with simple tools, focusing on persistence and clarity rather than overcomplicating processes. 3. His facilitation skills allowed teams to work effectively without unnecessary overhead. Emotional intelligence, a non-negotiable skill. Daniel Goleman's work on emotional intelligence highlights its critical role in leadership. Emotional intelligence involves self-awareness, recognizing your own emotional triggers and managing them effectively. Empathy, understanding the perspectives and emotions of others. Adaptability, adjusting your leadership style to meet the needs of the team. Project managers with high emotional intelligence build trust, resolve conflicts, and inspire teams to achieve excellence. Real-world examples of leadership in action. John Maxwell, the team. On the Maxwell team, I witnessed how strong leadership and facilitation enabled extraordinary results. Despite minimal tools, the focus on motivation and alignment ensured projects moved forward seamlessly. Oil and gas learning system. When shifting an oil and gas project to an agile approach, the leader's ability to inspire collaboration and foster trust was the catalyst for success. Construction projects. In construction, leaders who balance technical rigor with empathy and adaptability have consistently delivered results, even in high-pressure environments. Practical steps to strengthen leadership. Resolve conflict quickly. Unresolved tension wastes time and energy. Address issues head-on, creating a safe space for dialogue. Prioritize people over processes. Tools and frameworks matter, but they're secondary to the people using them. Focus on building relationships and trust. Model excellence. Set the standard by embodying commitment, integrity, and perseverance. Encourage feedback. Regularly ask your team for input on how to improve collaboration and leadership. Celebrate success. Recognize and reward achievements, no matter how small. Acknowledgement fuels motivation. Closing thoughts. Leadership isn't just part of project management, it's the heart of it. The 80-20 rule teaches us that while technical skills are valuable, they are secondary to the human element. As you lead your projects, remember, success rises and falls on your ability to inspire, align, and empower your team. In the next chapter, we'll explore how facilitation transforms chaos into order and equips leaders to navigate the complexities of project management. Stay tuned. Chapter 3. The Art of Facilitation. At its core, project management is about navigating complexity while bringing clarity and cohesion to a team. This is where facilitation becomes essential. A great facilitator is not merely a manager of tasks, but a builder of bridges between people, ideas, and processes. Facilitation transforms a disorganized, disparate team into a cohesive unit working toward shared goals. This chapter dives into the essence of facilitation, how project managers act as orchestrators of collaboration, organizers of chaos, and champions of team dynamics. What is facilitation in project management? Facilitation is the art of making progress possible. It's about creating an environment where people can collaborate effectively, share ideas openly, and focus on achieving results. Unlike traditional management, facilitation emphasizes enabling rather than controlling. It's not about dictating tasks, but about guiding the team to find solutions, align on objectives, and navigate challenges together. Great facilitators help teams understand their goals and priorities, ensure everyone's voice is heard, fostering inclusivity and collaboration. Remove obstacles that hinder progress, whether they're logistical, interpersonal, or process-related. Why facilitation matters? Facilitation is vital because project management isn't just about charts and schedules. It's about people. Teams are made up of diverse individuals with unique perspectives, motivations, and communication styles. Without facilitation, these differences can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, or stagnation. With it, teams can harness their diversity as a strength. As I've seen across industries, the best project managers are also the best facilitators. Whether in construction, pharmaceuticals, or service-based organizations, facilitation has consistently proven to be the difference between a project that falters and one that thrives. The facilitator as a bridge builder. One of the most important roles of a facilitator is bridging gaps between people, processes, and priorities. Here are a few ways facilitators achieve this. Bridging personalities. Teams are composed of individuals with varying working styles. For example, some team members may thrive on detailed plans, while others prefer big-picture discussions. A skilled facilitator identifies these differences and ensures that everyone can contribute in their preferred way. Bridging communication gaps. Miscommunication is one of the most common causes of project delays and conflicts. Facilitators ensure that messages are clear, consistent, and understood by all parties. Bridging processes and people, tools, and frameworks can only go so far. A facilitator bridges the gap between rigid processes and the human element, adapting methods to fit the team's strengths and the project's needs. The challenges of facilitation. Facilitation isn't without its challenges. A facilitator must often navigate conflict. Teams don't always get along, and unresolved conflicts can derail progress. Resistance to change. Some team members may resist new processes or approaches. Ambiguity. In complex projects, it's easy for teams to lose focus or get bogged down in uncertainty. These challenges require a facilitator to possess not only technical skills, but also emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resilience. A story of conflict turned collaboration. Let me share an example from my career that illustrates the power of facilitation. On one project, a colleague and I were constantly clashing, arguing over decisions, questioning each other's ideas, and creating a toxic environment for the rest of the team. The tension was palpable, and progress was grinding to a halt. Our leader recognized the impact this conflict was having, and instead of ignoring it, he took action. He handed us his credit card and told us to go have lunch together and work things out. That simple act of facilitation, removing us from the workplace, creating a safe space for dialogue, and encouraging resolution, transformed our dynamic. We returned to the team more aligned, and the project moved forward with renewed energy. This experience taught me that facilitation isn't always about big gestures or formal processes. Sometimes it's about small but meaningful interventions that allow people to find common ground. The practical skills of a great facilitator. What makes a great facilitator? Here are some essential skills. Active listening. Facilitation starts with understanding. Listen not only to what is said, but also to what isn't. Nonverbal cues, hesitations, and underlying concerns. Empathy. Facilitation requires seeing the project through the eyes of each stakeholder and understanding their perspectives. Clear communication. A facilitator must distill complex information into simple, actionable insights and ensure everyone understands the next steps. Conflict resolution. As the example above shows, addressing conflict head-on and guiding people toward resolution is a key part of facilitation. Adaptability. No two projects are the same. A great facilitator adapts their approach to fit the team, the organization, and the specific challenges at hand. Facilitation across industries. Facilitation looks different depending on the context. Here are some examples. In construction, in large-scale construction projects, facilitation often involves aligning multiple subcontractors, ensuring seamless communication, and managing dependencies. In pharmaceuticals, here, facilitation might involve navigating complex regulatory requirements while keeping the team focused on delivering results. In service-based organizations, facilitation is often about maintaining a customer-centric focus, ensuring that deliverables align with client expectations. In each of these industries, the principles of facilitation remain the same. Listen, align, adapt, and empower. The leader as a facilitator. Facilitation isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. Leaders who embrace facilitation create environments where teams feel safe to innovate and experiment. Encourage collaboration and open dialogue. Remove obstacles, enabling their teams to focus on what matters most. As John Maxwell says, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. A leader who facilitates effectively doesn't just tell people what to do, they show them how to succeed. Closing thoughts. Facilitation is the art of turning potential into progress. It's about creating the conditions for collaboration, empowering teams to perform at their best, and navigating challenges with grace and empathy. In the chaotic world of project management, facilitation brings order, clarity, and momentum. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore how project management becomes a job of inspiration, connecting team efforts to a greater purpose and unlocking their full potential. Stay tuned.